Hello, I'm Brent Higbee with the National Fire Equipment Program. I'll be teaching you today about proper tire inspections for your vehicle. The National Fire Equipment Program developed this tire information and inspection poster to help you better understand the tires that are on your vehicle. It was developed because of firefighter fatalities. There's a lot of information on a tire, and I'm going to help break this information down for you. One of the important numbers on a tire is the DOT tire identification number. This number is either branded or molded into the tire. It's part of the requirements from the Department of Transportation, and you'll utilize this to look for recalls. The last 4 digits of this number is very important. The 4 digits represent the week and the year of manufacturing of this tire. So this one here shows 01 of 17, so it was made the first week of 2017. And BLM policy for fire vehicles is no tire can be on a fire vehicle that is over 6 years old. One of the other important numbers to pay attention to is the tire size. This is important for you to understand when looking for a replacement tire for your vehicle. You need to make sure you get the right size. If it's a smaller passenger vehicle, a light truck, it'll be a metric style, and pay attention to the section width, the aspect ratio. All tires should be radial anymore, and the rim diameter. If it's a bigger truck, it'll be a commercial size tire, and it'll come with inch radial and the rim size. So you can have an 11R 22.5 or a 12R 22.5. That's important to know because that covers the width of the tread pattern on the ground, and certain weights of the axles require a certain width of tires. You can't put an 11 where the manufacturer requires a 12-inch wide tire. One of the other things to pay attention to is the load index, or if it's older, could be a load range. The load index is designated by numbers, so 150 and 147, and you'd use that in combination with the chart, and you can see here, like 147 has got a weight rating of 6,800 pounds, and a 150 for a single was 7,400. So if it was on a front axle, each tire was allowed to carry 7,400 pounds. If it's the rear duals, you'd use that 6,800 times 4 for the total weight that those tires are allowed to hold. You can put yourself in a safety situation where you cause injury or death to you or other people because you had an underrated tire on your vehicle. L here represents the speed rating of that tire, and this L shows 75 miles an hour. So if this tire was put on a vehicle and your interstate speeds around are 80 miles an hour, this would limit how fast you could drive your vehicle due to the tire speed. If you have a lower rating, speed rating, 68, 75 miles an hour, and you're traveling at higher freeway speeds, you're at risk of causing personal injury or death to yourself and other people around you because the tire is not rated for that speed to go down the road. This particular tire, you'll have to look up to find the speed rating for this tire. In your owner's manual, it could show you tire rotation diagrams. You should follow that at the recommended service intervals, or if you're noticing excessive wear or cupping on the tire. And anytime you have to change a tire or you have tires rotated, make sure you go back and re-torque the lugs approximately 50 miles or less down the road just to make sure everything is up to proper torque. Do not over torque. You can over torque a lug if you keep clicking the torque wrench if you're doing it yourself. And again, those torque ratings should be found in the owner's manual. Or on commercial vehicles, they're stamped in the side of the lug nut if you look at it very closely. It's a good idea to measure tread depth at least once a month or anytime you're seeing excessive wear or cupping on a tire. You should do this in 3 spots at the lowest wear indicators on the tire where you're seeing the most wear. Anytime you get readings below 4/32 of an inch, it's BLM policy on a fire vehicle to have that tire replaced, and working capital fund will cover the cost. So on a tire, there's lots of areas where a tire can be repaired or where it cannot be repaired. If it's in the tread area, you can do a temporary repair. It's not recommended to do a plug, but if you're out somewhere fighting a fire and that's the only way to keep air in your tire, you could put a temporary plug in. The proper way, anytime there's a repair in the tread area, is to dismount the tire, put a proper patch on the inside, and remount the tire. If there's any damage to any of the sidewalls, like similar to these pictures down here, that tire is unrepairable. So if you've got a cut that touches the cords, it's unrepairable. Excessive cracks, unrepairable. If you're seeing bulging that is abnormal, that's unrepairable, of course. And then any tread that is chunking down to the cords or excessively chunking in a certain area that would cause the tire to be out of balance, that would make it unsafe to drive down the road.